Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Charles with the latest edition of Charles Snyder Raw. It's unscripted, unscheduled, and here lately just untimely because of some other BS. Last week was a weird week, like I explained in the last video. Ran into some scheduling conflicts, and then I also had a tiny bit of a technical issue in there, which I got resolved over the weekend. So I'm playing catch up with a couple videos this time, not a whole week's worth. So I want to bang out a couple videos today real quick, and then hopefully with the reduced hours and stuff that I'm going to be working now while I'm still out here on deployment in Alabama, I can start getting some of these 1-minute marketing videos out again, which right after I started doing them, I ended up here in Alabama. So anyway, I'm going to get caught up on that. I'm going to get a couple videos done this today to get caught up, and then it's kind of weird doing it, and I'm going to kind of cheat a little bit doing this as well. I want to get into answering a question on Quora, but I just wanted to kind of like touch upon the whole Memorial Day weekend, and especially Memorial Day, which was yesterday. Today's Tuesday, Train Your Brain Tuesdays, which I'm not able to do again because of the whole schedule. But anyway, I'm out here working, so that's kind of what I expected. I was hoping I could at least get some of them in, but it doesn't look like I'm going to this week. Well, I didn't today, but anyway, back to the whole Memorial Day thing. I wanted to do something special because, like, a lot of my family has served in the different branches of the military. I myself, I went into the Air Force when I was young and dumb. It didn't work out. I wasn't there for what I wanted to be in for. I wanted to be a firefighter, but I allowed myself to get kind of pushed into something. And anyway, long story short, I wasn't really in the Air Force all that long, so I don't claim to be a veteran so much so as I still serve, the state, the community, the nation all of my life. So I think it's also, the Memorial Day is for the folks that have definitely served in the military and done so by giving their life for your freedom and my freedom. That is what Memorial Day is all about. It's not a happy occasion. It's not a celebratory occasion. It's a somber occasion to honor those who gave their lives for our nation. But I also would like to see, or I prefer to include, police, fire, EMS, the public servants that serve our nation and have given their lives as well. So I kind of prefer to honor both. I definitely prefer, to honor the military. I mean, they deserve all of our respect, all of our honor, and they really deserve all of our support. And I know some of you may disagree with this, and if you do, the hell with you. I don't care if you disagree with me or not, but I believe the police, fire, and EMS also deserve our respect. They deserve our, honoring them. The 300 and some firefighters that gave their life on 9/11 in New York City. And that's not including, the 1,000 or so firefighters that have died on average every year since, I believe it was like 96. A couple years it's been lower than that, a couple years it's been higher than that, but every year there are firefighters that are dying in the line of duty. Every year there are police officers, law enforcement officers, dying in the line of duty to help protect this nation. The same way it goes with personnel and EMS. I didn't want to get off onto this tangent because I want to get into some other things today, but I just really want to emphasize that because I didn't have the opportunity to really get out there. Every year I try to do something. Every time, like Memorial Day runs around, Veterans Day, 4th of July, even like Christmas, Labor Day, I try to do stuff to recognize, especially the military. But, coming from my background in the fire service, I try to support police, fire, and EMS as well, because they're out there as well. They're the great unsung heroes. Not your NFL pussies that, they run around for a couple seconds and they're wearing pads and stuff. Those aren't heroes, especially the ones that disrespect our flag, our national anthem. That's a sad state of affairs. But anyway, let me get into what I actually wanted to talk about. I got a question here today that we were asked if SEO is a seasonal business. Well, to put it rather bluntly, the very short end of it is no. SEO is not a seasonal business. It is an all-year affair. It is a long-term and ongoing process of search engine optimization. In fact, once your website has been SEO optimized, your social media needs to be, you need to apply SEO to your social media. You need to apply SEO to all of your new content as you create it, or as you expand your website. SEO is an ongoing operation. It's not the end-all, be-all that some people make it out to be. Like, I know some SEO experts working for larger corporations are, making upwards of close to 6 figures a year. Talk about overpaid. But anyway, it is necessary, but it is not the end-all to be-all, because if you don't have the content, SEO doesn't matter. Have to have the content for SEO to really matter. But SEO is an ongoing process, so that as you create more content, as you are adding more social media or social media posts, SEO should be in the back of your mind. SEO should be a part of that process. It is a part of the pie. It's not a big pie. It's not even a quarter of the pie, but it is part of the pie. It's something that is long-term. It is an ongoing process that really it never ends, because you should be always creating content, and as you're creating that content, you should also be applying SEO principles to it, to the title, to the content, a couple keywords, to your linking, and as your blog and your website continue to grow, or your social media, so does the amount of SEO that you have processed or applied to all your stuff. So, again, is SEO seasonal? Absolutely not. It is an all year long, everyday kind of deal that, okay, once you have your website done, you need to do it as you create more content or you add more social media. Hope this helps. Didn't want to get off on too much of a tangent, but again, I always try and put out there something where, we support our troops. We support our military. We support our local PD. We support our law enforcement officers. Anyone in the fire service, the EMS services. It's the way I was raised. It's what I believe in. I lived a life for a very long time, so yeah, I support it. And again, if you want to bash police officers for doing their job, dealing with a corrupt society that has no idea what, responsibility means, self-reliance, where they want everything handed to them and they want the police to resolve something in a couple minutes, what has been festering for 15 or 20 years, is ridiculous. Comply with the lawful orders of a police officer. That's all it's to it. Get out of the way, let fire and EMS do their job. Pull over so they can get by and they can save your lives. Someone's life. Precious seconds are lost when you're inconvenienced for a couple seconds to let a fire truck go by or an ambulance go by. And if that offends you, tough shit. I'm out of here. That does it for me. That does it for this episode of Charles Snyder Raw, and I'll be back with another one very shortly. So, love, peace, and chicken grease.